16 solo queue games, 14 wins, 2 losses, staggering 87.5% win rate and total domination over the Rift with a 10-game win streak. What happened? Just a month ago, I was whining about League of Legends ranked system like a little bitch because I lost 5 games in a row. How pathetic. Now I'm slapping these amateurs out of their rank and reaching heights no man has ever gotten. I mean, it's not hard to go on a 10-game lose streak, we all have done it at some point, but to win 10 games in a row? Wow, I must have gotten lucky, right? Just like you have to be really unlucky to lose 10 games in a row. Well, my brother and couple of sisters, we have some things to talk about. League of Legends is certainly a game, and in this game you will encounter a lot of wonders like trolls, smurfs, inters, bots, simply brain-dead people, and people that are more salty than soy sauce. Now take all of those people and put them in competitive match in League, which is arguably one of the most complicated game out there. Unfortunately, if you play League, you will inevitably find yourself in one of those matches, and one question might arise in your head. Does it even matter if I play good? I mean, my teammates are certainly not playing well, and I can't carry them all the time. Also, it's not like I'm playing bad. I didn't lose lane, I have decent CS, some kills, few deaths, couple of assists as well, but it feels like I just lose regardless. It feels like no matter how good I play, my contributions will never be enough to win. And while all of these thoughts are floating around in your empty skull, you look at the screen and you're just lost. How unlucky, right? Right? I'm here to settle this issue once and for all. I've been playing this game for almost 8 years and I always had this question lingering in my head. Is League of Legends actually skill-based game? I mean, it looks like it is if you're playing 1v1, but it's not 1v1, it's 5v5, which makes things more complicated and leaves a lot of room for speculations like, bro, I always get unlucky in my games. I'm in loser's queue. I have 32 kills but I still lose. And my favorite, bro, I play support in silver and it's impossible to climb with this round. But there is legitimate arguments as well. Do we really know how ranked system works, how MMR works, why it feels like you are bound to have 50% win rate, and why some matches are actually impossible to win, and how many of those matches am I playing? How much agency do I really have over the game? Well, I'm glad you're still watching, cause I'm about to drop some hard facts over this topic and give you most objective, unfiltered, scientifically proven, peer-reviewed 5-head answers. And to do that, we must go back in time. Roughly a month ago, I was going through my daily solo queue torture and I got extremely frustrated because I was hard stuck Emerald 4. I was dropping to Plat, then promoting, then dropping again, then promoting. Basically, I was not enjoying myself on the verge of being a Plat player. But suddenly, I remembered some wise words spoken by Wise Turtle. In League, if you are stuck, it means that you suck. And right at that moment, I realized, maybe, just maybe, I was hard stuck because I reached my skill ceiling. And indeed, I had never gotten past Emerald 4. I was always on and off player and I never really cared about climbing to Diamond. So I wasn't putting much effort to improve at the game. The fact that Emerald players are top 17% of players and we have kinda decent understanding of the game made things worse. Because if you think you know enough, you won't yearn for more knowledge. Hence, I was stuck. All of this aligned suspiciously well. And to be clear, I take no responsibility over my previous losses. I was obviously losing because of my horrible teammates and League ranking system is rigged and all, but when I looked at things the other way, new idea emerged. Idea of an experiment. What if I lock in 100% and actually try to improve at the game? Then see if my improvements correlate with the increased win rate. Now, average Joe wouldn't be able to actually conduct this experiment because, in my opinion, if the only language you speak is English, you cannot be good at League of Legends. And that is the reason why NA sucks on international stage. Anyways, to make this experiment work, I had to search for knowledge. Luckily, I knew where to look for. Skill capped. In the past, whenever I wanted to improve at the game, I would always find something useful on this channel. They sell courses as well. I'm sure they work just fine, but as a broke male in his early 20s, I'm not used to buying things that are not edible. Regardless, they have plenty of free content, so I started to look for what I needed. To my surprise, I only had to watch one video. This one. And in that video there was literally everything that I needed to know, and I highly recommend you checking that one out if you are below masters and want to climb. Now I had knowledge, it was time to create framework for the experiment. Idea is to create game plan that I will follow no matter what. This plan would include tactics that I learned over the years plus tactics that were in skill cap video. I will implement them in my gameplay and follow them as best as I can. I won't care about winning, only thing that I will care about is to follow concepts and see if they work. If I perform poorly, I would watch replay and see if I was able to follow my game plan or not. For the picks, I had 3 champs in mind, Lux and Syndra on mid and Misfortune on bot. I will pick Syndra or Lux depending on the enemy pick, but the priority for me is Lux, because I have nice skin on Lux and I like nice skins. Syndra has some good personalities, but no skin. And Misfortune is obvious, I have a nice skin with pink chroma. Purpose of this experiment is to find out how much agency does one player have over the game outcome. In this instance I play on mid, which is arguably one of the most capable role to make a difference, because I'm literally in the middle of map and I can influence everything via just walking. This is great for the experiment because if I play well I should be able to see results very clearly. Theory behind all of this is as follows. If we accept the fact that League is a skill-based game, it means that player distribution correlates with specific skill set. For example, let's say Iron players don't know how to last hit. If some Iron players learn how to last hit, they will have more CS, more gold, therefore more items, which means they will be stronger and win more games. Now they are Bronze, but in Bronze everybody knows how to last hit, so nobody gets an advantage. If this player learns another skill, he or she will move to the next division, and if not, they will be stuck with 50% win rate on average. If all of that is true, then in order to climb, I just need to learn certain skills that will give me an edge over my opponent, which will allow me to perform better and win more games. But if I do learn new things, implement them in my game and see no results in terms of increased win rate, it would mean that League is not a skill-based game, and all the complaints of hard-stuck players about smurfs and trolls and game being rigged against them is true. Now it is time for juicy in-game tactics. I try to place ward on enemy raptors to see what path the jungler is taking. If I can't do that, then I would look at my jungler and try to play on his side of the map. If ward spots enemy jungle, then I would play on the opposite side of the map to avoid early gank. Then I would always go for push to get level 2 first and go for a trade. Also, I will trade when enemy overextends or tries to last hit. After that, I would focus on pushing minion waves and getting lane prio. At that moment it is very likely the jungler will gank, so I would be careful. Place ward in a bush and play on my jungler side of the map. If some skirmish happens on the river, I would always try to rotate, considering I have a lane prio, and in general I will always try to play aggressive if my jungler plays aggressive as well, and if not, then I will play aggressive anyways. I will recall correctly, meaning do it in a way that allows me to be on mid lane when enemy mid laner is also on the lane. It means no overstaying for the plates and just being greedy for no reason, and not spending money as well. I would always clear the wave before I recall. If it's not possible, then I would just take the L and move on. I would roam as much as I can and do it correctly. It means that I will try to not miss minions when I do roam. For that I will do half roams and see if the lane is gankable. If yes, then I would fully commit to the roam. This roaming part is the most important step to climb out of Emerald, so I would be focusing on developing that skill the most. In mid to late game, as a battle mage I will try to be on mid lane and help out my team in most cases. If bot lane wants to swap after first tower falls, then I would play on side lane. I will always try to catch minion waves and fix them, meaning I will crush minions into enemy tower. Side laning is super important skill, so I will try to develop that as well. It means that I won't play like a pussy and will cross the river into enemy side of the map when it's possible. If I die doing that, I die. When I catch minion wave on side lane and push, I will check what enemy team does. If they send insufficient amount of manpower to stop me, I will confront them and try to take tower. If I can't do that, I will join my team and do something else while enemy catches minion wave, which gives us number and tempo advantage. I will be 100% focused and will not go on autopilot mode. I will always think before acting and utilize extremely basic common sense to figure out what to do. So the key is to think before you act and not act and then blame your teammates for your own mistakes. That plan is the blueprint of my gameplay and decision making. I will follow it as best as I can, and to do that, I decided to play one, maximum 2 games a day. I'm not used to being 100% locked in, and it quickly tires me out. My brain goes ape mode, and then I make stupid mistakes. So I chose quality of my gameplay over the quantity, and for the integrity of this experiment, I was obligated to do my absolute best. So I did, and this is the result. I went from Plat 1 75 LP to Emerald 2 7 LP. I was getting 17 LP for the win because my MMR was messed up. And I won 14 matches out of 16. This was the result of me simply trying to follow specific game plan that I discussed earlier. This was nice to look at. 10 game win streak is cool, but it has no value for you guys without analyzing. Therefore, let's analyze it. To see the performance of both teams, most reliable statistic to look at is goal difference throughout the game, and results show us that out of 16 matches, 9 of them was completely one-sided, meaning my team had goal advantage almost entire game. You can guess all 9 of them was victory. Out of 16 games, 3 of them was comeback against enemy team and 1 comeback against my team. And lastly, out of 16 games, 3 of them was back and forth struggle. 1 of them ended in defeat for my team. These are great stats to look at, but it doesn't show anything about my personal contribution to the game outcome. As you guys are concerned, I might have been in winner's queue and was getting carried every game. So let's see my performance. According to op.gg, I was MVP 5 times. Placed second in 4 of them. I was lower than 5th place in terms of OP score in just 2 matches. 1 of them was victory, the other was defeat. And in remaining 5 matches, I got placed between 3rd and 5th. These are the stats. Now it is time for conclusion. After crafting game plan and following it, I consistently played well, which resulted in my domination over the mid lane and overall increase in win rate from 49% to 56%. This proves that your individual effort does in fact matter. It matters a lot. Of course, there is some luck involved, but it is not as much as typical league player claims. Individual skill and performance play major role in winning the game. The chance of you winning 10 games in a row, if it was based purely on luck, is 1 out of 1024. That is 0.098% chance. Just to compare, the lifetime risk for average male of developing testicular cancer is 1 in 250. That is 0.4% chance. You are literally 4 times more likely to develop a fucking cancer than winning 10 games in a row if league was coin flip, but it is not, and that's why win streaks and lose streaks are much more common in practice, which tells us that there are more things involved in winning and losing than just luck. To go back to my experiment, if I played just fine, which is what every hardstack player does, I could have lost at least 6 games. Those are the games that were comebacks and back and forths. Plus, God knows what could have happened if I wasn't MVP in 5 of those matches. And if you look at 2 games that I lost, my performance was clearly not as good as the games that I have won, meaning I was impacting game a lot. And the result was consistent as well. There was only 1 match where I got 7th place and still won. You can say that I got lucky in that one, I'll give you that. So that seals the deal. League of Legends is in fact skill-based game, and if you truly play well, you will see the results. I played on mid lane mainly, but every role is valid for climbing. If you put enough effort in it, you can make every role work. And that's it, brothers. Like and subscribe if you like this video. I'm currently trying to reach 1000 subs, so if you do decide to subscribe, it will be greatly appreciated. After finishing this video, I'm gonna keep on climbing and see how high I can get. I was quite skeptical when I started to play seriously, but I pleasantly got surprised, so I encourage you to play for your own improvement as well, and not for the shiny border or social status that certain rank gives you. Don't do it for the ego, do it for your own competitive nature. And if you are not competitive, then all the power to you. Go on and play as much ARAM and Arena as you want.